This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news.
Healthcare in Sierra Leone faces significant challenges, particularly in providing access to sexual and reproductive health services. The country has one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the world, with many deaths linked to unsafe abortions. In response, the Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Health Care Bill, introduced in 2024, offers hope by aiming to expand access to safe abortion services and reduce preventable maternal deaths.
A deeper issue contributing to this crisis is child marriage. Research published in 2024 in the National Library of Medicine highlights a strong connection between child marriage and poor maternal and reproductive health outcomes for young girls. Early marriages often lead to early pregnancies, which carry severe health risks, especially for girls between 15 to 19 years old, where pregnancy complications are the leading cause of death. In 2024, Sierra Leone took a major step forward by passing another bill, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Bill, making it illegal for anyone under 18 to marry. This legislation is critical in a country where 30% of girls and 4% of boys are married before the age of 18, with rates even higher in rural areas, according to UNICEF. By addressing child marriage, this law aims to protect the rights of young girls and significantly reduce life-threatening pregnancy complications, tackling one of the root causes of maternal mortality.
Sierra Leone has passed an historic bill to ban child marriage. This move came after we joined child campaigners and children across the country to campaign against this horrible act. We have one of the highest rates on child marriage and teenage pregnancy. Every 1/3 of girls get married their 18th birthday, and another third also give birth before their 19th birthday. Now the children have asked, they want their child back. As this bill has been passed into law, we want to move to every corner, join everyone to ensure every child.
According to the Center for Reproductive Rights, a global human rights organization, Sierra Leone has some of the most restrictive abortion laws in the world, dating back to 1861 under British colonial rule. Abortion is illegal except to save the mother's life, and women who attempt abortion, as well as providers, can face life in prison. When women can't access safe abortion services, they often turn to unsafe options, which can lead to serious health problems or even death. Many women lack access to modern contraceptives and are also unable to meet their family planning needs. Stigma from cultural and religious beliefs further pushes women toward unsafe practices. Better access to sexual and reproductive health services, including family planning and post-abortion care, could prevent many of these avoidable deaths.
Sierra Leone has the highest rate of maternal mortality in the entire world. It means that every 2 minutes, so by the time that we're done this podcast, about 7 women would have died in the country just from giving birth. It's ridiculous. If this was happening in Canada, there's no way that we would have allowed it, but for different reasons, due to the lack of education, lack of healthcare, poor infrastructure as well.
Sierra Leone is currently considering the Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Health Care Bill to address its high maternal mortality rate. The bill decriminalizes abortion and improves reproductive health services for women. It proposes women be able to access safe abortion services up to 14 weeks of pregnancy, with the option for abortions beyond that period under certain conditions, such as when a woman's life is at risk, in cases of rape or incest, or when the fetus has severe abnormalities. The bill also provides comprehensive reproductive health services, including maternal care, access to contraceptives, and post-abortion care. If passed, the bill could mark a significant step forward in advancing women's health rights in Sierra Leone.
Reproductive health education experts believe the abortion bill in Sierra Leone faces some big challenges. The issue has been highly politicized, with strong opposition from religious groups who see abortion as morally wrong. Many people still view abortion as a crime, and without proper education and awareness, there's a lot of confusion about what the bill actually aims to do. If the bill doesn't pass, experts warn it could have serious consequences for women, potentially leading to more unsafe abortions and limiting access to essential reproductive health care. You may not have heard of the Global Navigation Satellite System, or GNSS, but chances are you use it all the time without even realizing it. Whether you're getting directions on your phone, tracking a package, or checking the time, GNSS is working behind the scenes to make it happen. This system powers everything from guiding airplanes and ships to helping you find the nearest coffee shop. So how did this technology come to be? How is it shaping the world today? And what exciting or potentially concerning developments lie ahead?
The Global Navigational Satellite System, or GNSS, is a network of satellites orbiting Earth used in many different ways, including navigation, mapping, tracking, and timing. Different countries have their own systems, like GPS from the United States, Galileo from Europe, GLONASS from Russia, and BeiDou from China. GNSS is the term that includes all of these systems working together. They basically create a huge grid over the planet. Here's how it works. Let's say you want to determine your exact location. GNSS uses these satellite systems to constantly send out signals with their location and the exact time. When your device, like a phone or car navigation system, searches for your location, it's actually listening to the signals from these GNSS satellite systems. It connects with at least 4 of them. By measuring how long it takes for each signal to reach your device, it can figure out how far away each satellite is. Once your device has enough info, it pinpoints your location on a map. Not all devices access the entire GNSS satellite system. It just depends on the device and your location. But generally speaking, the more satellites you can access to cross and compare information, the better.
GNSS or GPS, which one is better? Well, let me explain. So GPS is quite a popular term and everyone watching this video must already be knowing about it. Like, it's used for getting the location, right? But the thing is, GPS is owned by USA and it has currently 31 satellites around the globe that is helping us to get the location. While GNSS, or Global Navigation Satellite System, is kind of a superset of GPS, which includes the 31 satellites of GPS, 24 satellites of Galileo, 24 satellites of GLONASS, and 35 satellites of BeiDou as well. And that clearly means that we have more number of satellites in GNSS, and more the number of satellites, the accurate and precise location.
Billions of people are interacting with GNSS technology on a daily basis, and they don't even know it. It helps self-driving cars navigate without a driver. And drones, like those delivering packages, well, they rely on GNSS to fly precisely to their destinations. In farming, precision agriculture uses GNSS to help farmers plant crops more efficiently and monitor their fields. It's also super helpful in disaster management, tracking earthquakes and floods to guide rescue teams exactly where they're needed. And it's used to monitor wildlife migrations, helping researchers protect endangered species. And in construction, GNSS is essential for surveying land and mapping out large projects, from highways to skyscrapers. India's electronic toll collection system, known as FASTag, also uses GNSS technology. While FASTag automatically deducts toll charges as vehicles pass through toll booths, GNSS helps track vehicles in real time, making the system more efficient. It allows toll authorities to monitor traffic flow, adjust toll prices based on congestion or time of day, and even charge tolls based on the distance traveled on highways.
The FASTag system, which I had designed in 2010. So just like Aadhaar gave every individual an ID, FASTag essentially gives every vehicle an ID. And today that does 2.5 billion transactions a year.
Will it get to the point soon where you don't have to stop?
It takes time for the RFID tag to be read, but it's pretty efficient. If you want to make it completely without stopping, maybe you have to use a different technology. But this was good enough. It reduced from people waiting for hours to seconds. So it's not bad. The first use case of that was tolls. Right. But it can also be used for congestion charges.
GNSS technology can be super helpful, but one big concern is privacy and security. GNSS can be used to track your personal location in real time. Many apps and devices use GNSS to pinpoint where you are. And while this can be convenient, it also means your movements can be tracked by companies or even hackers. If your devices aren't properly secured, there's a risk your location data could be accessed or misused. Another downside is spoofing, where someone intentionally manipulates GNSS signals to give false location information. This could be used for things like redirecting navigational systems, leading vehicles off course, or even more serious security breaches. It's a potential vulnerability, especially for things like military operations or sensitive infrastructure. With this kind of manipulation, it's not just about pinpointing a signal. It's about having false information put into your system, which can be dangerous.
From banks to smart power grids, data centers, logistic giants, high-frequency trading firms, 5G, and digital television broadcasting, several industries critically rely on global navigation satellite systems, GNSS, for precise synchronization of time and position. Sadly, due to the low power level of satellite signals, GNSS receivers are highly susceptible to RF interference. Closely located powerful transmitters like digital television or cellular-based stations can easily degrade the quality of GNSS signals, which can be critical for time-sensitive applications like 5G. Widely distributed low-cost jammers easily block GNSS signals hundreds of meters away. But it is nothing compared to the threat posed by GNSS spoofing. Thanks to a lack of authentication and cheap software-defined radios, virtually anyone can now spoof a GNSS signal, which will cause an error in the synchronization system of the most vital infrastructure. Over the last decade, the number of documented spoofing incidents has continued to grow exponentially.
Using GNSS safely is all about being aware of the risks. The good news is that a little caution goes a long way. Keeping your devices up to date, using secure connections, and checking which apps are tracking your location can help keep your personal information safe. Sure, there are some vulnerabilities, but with a few smart moves, we can enjoy the benefits without too much worry. It's all about finding that sweet spot between convenience and security.
With the rainy season just around the corner, farmers in Unwana, Nigeria are getting ready for planting season. UNN Field Messenger Ugwumbo Obasi reports on the preparations taking place in the community.
Hello, I'm Ugwumbo Obasi, reporting for the United Network News from Unwana, Southeast Nigeria. I'm reporting on the preparation of our local farmers towards the upcoming planting season. As it is, this is the end of the dry season. We are about to enter into the next season, which is the farming season, which at the same time is the beginning of the rainy season. So now they use this time around to look for portions of land where they could farm. And so today, I led some number of farmers to a land that I am now sharing and allotting portions to them. I had introduced a cooperative model whereby we divide ourselves into 5 groups or 6 groups. In that cooperative model, we have the land owners category as those who can provide the land, and then the cultivators, then the maintenance, and those who will harvest it. It's into 5 or 6 categories. But as it is with everything new, they decline to this kind of cooperative model and choose to go it individually. So that's why we are here to respect individual sovereignty as a sovereign beings. So I agree with what they want. That's why what we are doing here now, sharing and allotting portions. Thank you for watching. Wumba Obasi from Southeast Nigeria.
Step into a world of possibilities with New Earth, a groundbreaking series that shines light on holistic ways to live, work, and thrive. Join us weekly to discover new innovative ideas and explore the world around us as we, together, create our future, our New Earth.
Foraging, or searching for wild food outdoors, has grown in popularity and is now inspiring a new kind of tourism. From mushroom hunting trips to foraging tours with cooking classes, more people are adding these unique experiences to their vacations. There's something deeply satisfying about getting out in nature, exploring, and discovering wild edibles you can eat.
Foraging tourism is all about learning to find and gather wild food while getting closer to nature. It's a fun, hands-on way to explore local plants, meet new people, and dive into the local food scene. A 2023 study in the journal Nutrients found foraging foods often have more antioxidants and nutrients than store-bought items. Foraging is an important cultural practice in many communities, using traditional ecological knowledge to gather plants ethically and safely. Unlike commercial foods, wild foods are chemical-free, nutrient-dense, and harvested at peak ripeness. Plus, foraging gets you outside, and spending time outdoors comes with numerous health benefits.
Foraging is superb for your physical health. It gets you outdoors into the fresh air, it gets you exercising, but it's not painful exercise, and so you're more likely to actually do it. Most of the things that you can forage, like plants, flowers, fruits, nuts, mushrooms, they're all good for you, full of minerals, nutrients, vitamins. Many of the things that you can forage for have medicinal qualities, which further enhances your physical health. On top of that, foraging is so good for your mental health. Just being out in nature reduces your stress and anxiety, increases your productivity and efficiency in every area of your life. And by foraging, you're actually doing what you are meant to be doing, which in itself feels good, because we are literally evolutionarily hardwired to be foraging, not to be sat indoors all day staring at a screen. Foraging, even more so than just walking, really focuses the mind and makes you present as well. It's almost like an active form of meditation. On top of all that, you also get some free food, so you save money. It's a great thing to do with friends and family to build relationships. It's a confidence-building skill, and it's a great survival skill as well, which you never know you might need in the future. Hopefully not, but you might.
Mushroom foraging has gone from a casual hobby to a growing travel trend, with local guides making it safe and fun. Countries like Mexico, Spain, and South Africa are leading the way, and Canada's Quebec is quickly becoming a hotspot thanks to its stunning forests and ecosystems. Foraging groups and events are popping up everywhere, showing how many people love this unique experience. From festivals to guided tours and even accommodations with mushroom picking, there's a lot to explore in the world of mycotourism, which basically means exploring, identifying, and foraging wild mushrooms. But the industry faces challenges like limited promotion and a lack of collaboration. By building a more connected community, mycotourism can grow sustainably while respecting everyone involved. And that's an exciting opportunity for researchers, entrepreneurs, and tourism professionals. Some foraging tour programs offer a unique experience where, after the tour, participants can cook their finds or take leftovers to a partner restaurant, where your mushrooms are turned into delicious appetizers to pair with your meal.
Let's have a gourmet hike.
Yeah, so with Marchal des Bois, we take people out in the forest. We gather several plants and mushrooms with them. And then with the Chef Jose, we cooked these plants and mushrooms to do delicious meals.
We're out looking for mushrooms, and we found one! What kind of mushroom is this?
It's the large stem Armillaria. Armillaria. This is really hard to say for me. Ta-da!
Oh. First course, French onion soup made with mushrooms instead of onions, and beautiful, beautiful cheese.
Oh, okay.
It's a true forest meal. It really is.
Foraging can be a fun and rewarding way to connect with nature, but it's important to do it safely and sustainably. Without proper guidance, foraging can harm ecosystems, lead to overharvesting, or even put your health at risk. Poisonous plants, toxic mushrooms, or items contaminated with pesticides are real dangers. That's why joining a guided tour is a great idea for beginners. It helps you learn how to identify edible plants while avoiding harmful ones. Guides also teach sustainable practices, like only foraging common plants to protect biodiversity. And remember, even with safe wild foods, start with a small bite to make sure it agrees with you. If you're thinking about foraging with kids, check out this video for some great tips to make it a fun and safe adventure.
Now, if you're going to take your child out foraging, you really should make sure that, number one, you really know what you're out looking for, and you know your plants or mushrooms 100%. You don't want to be unsure if you're having your child eat something. If you need to learn more and to feel comfortable with that, then my suggestion is, yeah, videos are great, books are great to learn, but if you do have someone local who leads foraging tours or who knows a little bit of foraging in your area, that is the ideal scenario, because they're going to know which plants are easy to recognize, how to recognize them, and which ones you really need to avoid. Number two, you really should require a child to check with you before they start eating anything from any plant. Oh, you found a heart plant?
Yeah, I can't eat it.
So that is one thing I am teaching my daughter is before she eats anything, she has to ask if she can eat it. You want to make sure that your child is identifying what we call in our house the yucky berries and things like that, which they should not be eating, or the itchy plant. What do you call this one? Yucky berries. Good. They don't have to know details on this. They need to know which things they should absolutely avoid. What goes in this category are either things I'm not sure are edible or things I know are not edible.
When choosing a foraging tour, check reviews and ensure the company follows safety and sustainability practices, has proper permits, and employs knowledgeable guides. Look for tours with small groups for a more personal experience. If tied to local or indigenous traditions, the company should operate respectfully and involve the community in a meaningful way.
Foraging can also inspire a deeper appreciation for nature. Many people are surprised to learn common weeds and overlooked plants in their own gardens have incredible uses. These discoveries often spark excitement and curiosity, making foraging a fun and learning-filled adventure for everyone, no matter the age.
What does red tape, truckloads of mulch, and 175 schoolchildren have in common? UNN Field Messenger Lisa shows us the answer.
Hi, this is Lisa, Field Messenger for UNN. I would like to give you an update about the community garden that I built last year. So, after months of talking to various people and facing criticism, I got permission to build a community garden in a large backyard of a church that was in walking distance to an elementary and a middle school. I always had the vision that the garden should be in a circle, looking like a flower. I bought some hoses, a circular sprinkler, and started measuring out the garden with string, stakes, and a measuring tape. Since the soil was so completely sandy, I knew I needed wood chips badly. Then I found out that nowadays tree companies are being paid to deliver wood chips to some factories. Luckily, I found one local company that had a heart and was willing to send me 2 truckloads for free. I then reached out to the nearby elementary school principal. We ended up meeting, and with her husband, we were able to build a trail through the woods between the church and the school. And soon she started bringing classes to the garden once or twice a day on those days where my work would allow that. I started trays with seedlings in my garage, and my creativity was really flowing so that I would have activities for each of the classes. I would have the students meet in the inner circle of the garden at the beginning of the class, and I would explain what we were doing and how to do things. My goal was always to have students work on something they enjoyed working on, whether spreading wood chips, watering, which was a big hit, weeding, sewing, making mud pies, big hit, and so forth. By the time summer came, I had taught 175 4th and 5th graders. So I have been very busy expanding my own garden, and I know that with time, kids will work in this garden again, since we can see in the videos how happy they were. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Ruby Creek in Canada is rich in culture and history, featuring stunning tree carvings and captivating Indigenous stories. UNN Field Messenger Annette explores this extraordinary place and its remarkable cultural significance.
This is Field Messenger Annette coming to you from a local walk here in Ruby Creek by Hope, BC. Today we're going to take a look at the cannibal woman. The legend has it that this mosquito woman will come and take your children at night if they're out when the mosquitoes are there. So the moral of the story is you better get home before dark or this scary woman will take you away and put you in the basket. So there's a lot of stories of our history and storytelling through the past in the carvings here, and this path is well laid out with lots of interesting stuff to see. This carving is from a local Rocky La Rock, and it's in Hulkamalum dialect. It's known as the Blowing Man. All the languages were different and unique. Even in Agassiz and Hope had different dialects and languages. And this sign says Grandmother Tree Basket. Iswail Slath. We welcome you to the forest. Pick a stone from my basket to carry you on the path. As you move forward, know that grief and celebration can be woven together in ceremony. May we carry this weight with resilience, with beauty, and with dignity. So we're about to go on a really unique path looking for hand carvings of wood, restored wood, and we'll also be on a bike path. So off we go. Here we see the local bear's path, and around here it's called Hannah the Bear. And also the Sasquatch, well known to the area, a legend seen right here in this valley. There's lots of stories of the Sasquatch and of the mosquito woman and all the amazing stories that have been passed down through tradition and continued to this day. So valuable.
If you have carried a stone on this path, hold it in your hands and let it become whatever you need in this moment. Acknowledge the stolen children, their survivors. Let this shared history enter your heart and recognize many ways this continues to affect us all. There is space here for every emotion, for every part of you. As you hold your stone, celebrate this generation of Indigenous children being raised by their Indigenous families. There is room for joy and celebration here as well. This is the beginning of our path forward. What future would you like to build together? When you are ready, place your stone on the memorial shelf and walk the path home with open hands. You can carry our stories of resilience in your heart. You can walk home with hope.
UNN is changing the face of news. Join us for our weekly Field Messenger meetings and learn how you can make a difference. Visit unitednetwork.earth for more information. Thanks for watching.